scousers never get knocked out is the way I live my life.
Peanut butter jelly is just crazy. Like,
It's the best.
that's not a thing we have in the UK.
No. Get over here and take a picture. Take the shirt off too. I'm not a clown.
It was the craziest you have ever seen. The Ziggo Dome got shut because everyone ended up fighting. They were taking the belts off, broke a girl's nose and everything.
You guys are on such a different level. I don't think the average human being realizes it.
What's happening, people? We're back and we're in LA of all places. And as always, as you know, we're on YouTube, but we're also on Spotify and all the other streaming sites. Give it a like, all that stuff. And if you want any Baddy merch, get on the Apex website. Told you this a million times, but today I have an absolute hilarious guest. So introduce yourself, my man.
Hey guys, my name is Bert Kreischer. I am the machine. Me and you have so much in common. So much in common. You have no idea.
I can't wait to delve into.
The scousers never get knocked out is the way I live my life.
It's just the way you've got to live your life.
Yeah, and we eat like savages, and we drop. I haven't dropped weight in a while, but I used to be able to drop weight like you. I used to like be able to go, I'll drop 10 pounds in a week. And
I can actually do that now just because of how fat I get. You know what I mean? I get that fat that I can go Monday morning, if I get on the scales and I'm like 205, I can go, I'll drop 10 pounds this week, and I will. If I diet, I'll be like 195 by the Friday. And then
are you strict? Do you love, first of all, I'll have to say I'm in love with your vlog.
Yes,
I could watch you. We'll save this conversation for my podcast later, but I could watch you eat all day long. It is so much fun. And I'm just sitting there. I watch myself, you're in your vlog, and I start swallowing. I start going, I want another bite.
I do it when I'm dieting. I watch food videos on YouTube and just sit there like that.
Dude,
it's like self-torture, but I don't know what it is. I just do it to myself.
When I would lose weight, what I'd do is I'd get on the treadmill with a box of wine, and I would watch food. I would watch guys grocery games or diners, drive-ins, and dives. Guy Fieri. You know Guy Fieri?
Nah.
Oh, bro. You'd love Guy Fieri. His diners, drive-ins, and dives is one of the best shows that's ever been made on television, but it's just great, greasy diner food. And it's your vlog. I mean, it's like, I'm going to the best places to eat.
I watch an English dude called Beard Meets Food, and he can eat him, lad.
I'm putting that in my phone.
You've probably seen him. He's got a big, massive beard, big black beard.
No.
He's from England. He should sound English to you.
Yeah.
And lad, he can eat some food. He comes to America and does all like contests here and stuff. But
can I tell you what is my favorite thing to do? And hopefully I can turn you on to this. When I train, I watch foreign language cooking shows on this TV on silent in the background. So you watch, dude, Netflix has the best foreign language cooking shows you'll ever find. There's one called Broth. It's all about broth. And so you just noodles and broth, different types of broth, eels and broth. It is the best. They have these
eels and broth.
Dude.
Keep that away.
No. Oh, come on.
Keep that away.
I like eating that's like really out of bounds. Like when someone goes, have you tried this? I go, no, but I want.
I'm like, me and you are opposites in that sense.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I watched you like, what? You're like, oh, no pickles, no peppers. And I was like, what the
No pickles, no peppers, no onions, no bean sprouts. Like,
dude, I could eat. I'm starving right now.
I haven't eaten nothing all day, to be honest.
For real?
Yeah.
Are you in an eating mode?
Yeah, I'm proper stoned as well. So like,
did you get high?
Yeah. I've just been sick outside, basically. Just being like, whoa, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But now I've had some coke, the sugar's kicked in.
We got to get you a uncrustable.
Now I think I'm getting a little bacon and egg.
Have you ever had an uncrustable?
Butty. No, what's that? That's something I do need to get off you. A list of foods, list of places where I need to eat.
Dude, I got you.
Because I know you'll have me back there. And there's some places, like I mentioned to someone in San Diego the other day, I was like, oh, we keep seeing videos on TikTok of Wingstop. We want to go to Wingstop, and they were like, Wingstop. There's much better places than that.
Oh, there is. You've never had an uncrustable?
Nah.
Dude, they're peanut butter and jelly grape sandwiches, and they're made for children.
Peanut butter jelly is just crazy. Like,
it's the best.
That's not a thing we have in the UK.
No,
we have peanut butter and we have jam separate.
Hang on. Hold on.
Like, what's the other?
These are frozen.
What's the other flavor?
Do we have a microwave up here? Microwave a couple of these.
What's the other flavor though?
This is peanut butter and strawberry, and they're so good. Especially if you're hot.
Jelly here is just jam though, isn't it? It's what we call jam.
You know the difference between jelly and jam?
Well, in the UK, I call jelly jam. Know what I mean? What you call jelly?
No, there's a difference.
What is it?
I can't jelly my dick in my wife's ass. There you go. What's your first question?
I don't know what. I'm going to go right back into that, lad. Some of the things do in my head, lad, when I'm in America, I go, can I have some chips? And people think I'm talking about, like, well, that's what we call crisp.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When I mean fries.
Yeah. I saw we ate at a lot of the same places in Dublin.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that on my podcast because all I want to talk about is with you is food. I can talk about food with you for like 2 hours.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I know nothing. I know nothing about fighting. I know I know more than the average person.
Yeah,
I know enough to be like, I don't know if you know this, but I was like one of the first people to start blowing you up to Rogan.
Yeah,
like back in the day, like back when you had you hadn't even had your first fight in the UFC.
No, yeah, like years ago on Cage Warriors when I got like a few of the flying triangles and stuff. Yeah. That's when a few people noticed me. I
wasn't that. I didn't know. I
remember Tony Ferguson tweeting it.
Yeah, no, I was after that. I was right when, probably right when everyone in the United States started blowing up. I misnamed you. I called you Paddy Pimblett. And I said, have you seen this Paddy Pimblett guy? And Joe goes, how are you? He hadn't even had a fight. How do you know about him? And I was like, he's awesome. I just love your energy. I love that scousers don't get knocked out energy. It's so funny is that people fall in love with you for that energy, but then they want you to fall on that same energy.
Yeah.
Like it's interesting to watch. Like it's happened to me where I go, my whole thing was I can drink all day, all night long and get up and work out and bust my ass and beat anyone in the gym. Like I could beat, like athletically, I don't look like an athlete.
Yeah.
But I love to put challenges out and go, I got that. Like Rogan and I were talking, Rogan and Segura and Arch Fear were talking one time about running a marathon. And I was like, I could do it easy peasy. And they're like, no, you can't. I said, I actually don't even need to train for it. I could do it. I could party the night before, go out and do it. And they're like, no way. So I signed up for the LA Marathon and
did you party
the night before? Party the night before, woke up at 5 a.m., hungover, and I was like, this is what you signed up for. This is where we're going. This is how we're doing it. You wanted to say you can do it, you can do it. And I just showed up and I ran the LA Marathon in 5 hours and 33 minutes.
Yeah.
But that's that. And that's why I fell in love with you when that Scousers don't get knocked out connected. So it's more than just that phrase for me. It's thematic. It's a motif of how you live your life of it's big dick energy. It's it's like, fuck you, I'll do it. I played tennis with my buddy Tom Segura. You know who Tom Segura is?
I probably know his face. I'm terrible with names.
It's gotten smaller, but he's lost a lot of weight. You know who he is, right? Yeah. So he's that fat guy, right?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. No, he looks.
I'm terrible with names. Like so bad.
I think I have the thing aphasia where you can't remember names.
Yeah.
I've been calling people by the wrong name all the time lately.
There's people who've been coming to my gym for like 5 years and I still say to like Ellis and Adam and they're like, what's his name again? Before I say it so I don't look like an idiot.
I would love if people had to wear name tags. It would make life so easy. And so Tom one time said, I've been taking tennis lessons. Now, Tom's a hard-working guy, right? He likes to work hard. He likes to really be disciplined. He likes that. And I said, I'll destroy you. He goes, you never see me play. I said, doesn't matter. I don't need to. I'll destroy you. He was like, yeah, but how do you know if I'm good? And I said, it doesn't matter. I know that I'm better. I don't even need to see you play. I know that I'm better. So we played tennis. And there's video of it, him doing an interview. It's hard to see, but it's a video of him doing an interview with the camera. And behind him is me serving to his tennis coach. You don't need to play it. And I aced him 27 times. I aced him so much.
If you ever played tennis?
Yeah, of course. I can do everything. That's the thing. I
like tennis.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love tennis. I love tennis. I used to play with an old man every day, every morning at like 6 a.m. Me and this old guy would play. And it was interesting. I wish I had paid more attention to the things he said. He said to me one time, he said, we'd play a little bit and then we'd meet at the net and talk. And he was, now I say old, I'm sure he was probably 60, which doesn't seem that old anymore. He said, what's important in a marriage is to make sure you're engaged, right?
Yeah.
He said, what's important in a marriage isn't mostly to deal with what's going on when you fall in love. It's like, make sure that your retirement plans, how you want to live the end of your lives, match up. And I was like, really? He said, yeah, my wife wants to spend time with the grandkids and I don't. And I said, what do you want to do? And he goes, well, what I want to do is I want young girls to suck my dick on a boat. And then he left his wife and bought a boat and had young girls suck his dick. It was great. He lived out his retirement pretty awesome. And so, but it's funny is like my wife.
So is that why you never continued to play tennis with him?
So that's why I was like, yeah. All right, you gotta try it. Are these warm? You gotta try one, okay?
I'll try you on defo.
I haven't eaten anything in here. I'll let you pull it out yourself. Uncrustables are awesome. Yeah.
It's all right.
American kids, this reminds us of our childhood.
See, one of them things that I think I want to think of America. Pop-Tarts.
Oh, give me a Pop-Tarts.
I don't think I've ever had one of them, to be honest. I think I might have tried the bite of one.
I can f*** up Uncrustables.
So what, they actually are quite good.
Uncrustables? It's just American.
Peanut butter and jelly's weird, though.
Really? You guys have some weird stuff that you guys eat, but I love.
Something what someone said to me the other day is we have baked beans.
Oh, for breakfast?
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing to have beans on your plate for breakfast.
Why?
Because they're more like an afternoon picnic food.
Beans go anything.
Well, yeah, but it does. It's just
Heinz beans go with anything.
But wait, your beans aren't even like flavored. Like our beans are cooked in bacon with like sugar.
Yeah, we just have tin beans.
No, I never would have a tin of beans or like a fried tomato. That makes no sense.
No, yet that makes no sense to me. I have tin tomatoes.
What's that?
So it's like juicy.
Yeah,
like plum tomatoes, and it gets made in a pan. They're heavy.
I love that you used the word heavy. I'm gonna start putting that. I've been saying thick a lot.
Yeah,
but I like heavy. You say that a lot. You're smelling chicken wings. You're like, those chicken wings are heavy.
Yeah, well, heavy can mean so many different things. That's what's great about it.
My wife's heavy. No, I mean, yeah, like fat. Like,
oh no,
you know what I mean? Like fat with a PH, heavy with an I.
I love podcasts like this. I don't ever look at the sheet really. The first question on the sheet was, how did you get into stand-up comedy?
It's a good question. I have a better answer than most, I think.
I have a friend, you see, one of my best friend's older brothers. He's trying to get into comedy at the minute in the UK.
Yeah.
He's just starting comedy nights. I'm missing his first one because I'm here. But obviously I'm going to go and support him, so it's a little question for him really as well.
Oh, well, this isn't going to help him at all. I'm sorry for this answer. So in 1997, I was written up in Rolling Stone magazine as the #1 party animal in the country. We wrote a 6.5 page article about me saying that I was the biggest partier in the country at the biggest party school. And it changed my life. The article came out and I started doing press for it. And I mean, like people would come and I got offered a book deal. I got offered a movie deal. I moved to New York. I tried stand up one time in Tallahassee because in the article I'd said I wouldn't mind being a comedian. So they put together a night of comedy. I headlined it. I did like 20, 30 minutes of just off the top of my head, just speaking. And I played baseball growing up. My whole life I played baseball. I was very competitive. And I played with a guy who ended up going pro and being a professional, great professional pitcher. I played with him my whole life. And I remember playing against him and my dad and other dads saying, man, he's going pro. He's like, at a young age, they're like, he's going pro.
Yeah.
I'm sure you probably had the same thing with fighting, is that people recognize a talent when they see a talent.
Yeah.
And I remember being a kid and going like, well, how come no one's saying that about me? And he goes, buddy, I'm sorry. It's just, you don't have the thing in baseball that he has in baseball. You'll have it somewhere else in life, but you got to look for it. But when you find it, you'll know it. And I did stand up that first time and I really honestly did not it came very naturally to me. And I called my dad when I got back to my apartment, and I said, I think I found my thing. So I moved up to New York. I started doing stand-up. 6 months later, Will Smith discovered me. I got a development deal. I moved out to LA, and I started doing TV shows, and I got my first TV show. And it wasn't until, really honestly, and I was 26 when all that happened, but it wasn't until I got all the TV shows went away that I doubled down on stand-up. And I had some periods in stand-up where I got lost in television, and I'm really good friends with Joe, and Joe was very pivotal in help putting me back on track, and that stand-up is my focus.
Well, that's how I discovered you, know what I mean? I'm a lot younger, so that's how I discovered you. I discovered you on the Joe Rogan podcast, and then started watching loads of other little clippets and stuff.
Yeah, Joe's podcast has a reach that's overwhelming. Yeah, you'll never understand how big it is. I mean, my bike broke down on the ride here, and it's insane. It's insane how many people how often I get recognized these days, and a lot of it's the machine story, and a lot of it's Joe. Yeah, I mean, Joe's unlike anyone. I know you guys know him as a fighter, but you guys don't know him the way we know him. Like we know him in a very different way. And one of the things about Joe that I don't think maybe the MMA community doesn't understand is how much he's put over his friends with his fans, meaning how much he shared me with people that would never know who I am. Yeah. I mean, Conor McGregor, I would never know who the fuck I was, and I went to the Black Forge Inn 3 weeks ago and got to meet him, but it's all because Joe's given me a platform and guidance. I mean, and been a friend and he's a really amazing dude. I only know him in one speed. And I know that sometimes in MMA community, like Rampage feels like Joe's preferential to Jiu Jitsu people and doesn't give him the benefit in fights when, there's certain people feel like Joe's team Jiu Jitsu or whatever. I don't even understand what I'm saying totally because I don't follow it enough, but I know that I've heard that before. I only know him as the most generous dude I've ever known in my entire life. If
he was that though, he would have scored the fight the other day to Volkanovski and he never.
Yeah, well, I smoked a blunt that night and I could not figure out who was who in that fight.
I'll be honest, I was stoned out of my head watching it. We done a watch-along thing where I watched it and I thought it could have been a draw. You know what I mean? I thought it was 3-2 Makhachev, but I thought the last round could have been a 10-8 to Volk.
Can I ask you a weird question in your podcast? But it's something that bothered me. In your last fight, when you do interviews and they go, it's almost like they go, well, defend why you think you won it. And you're like, I won it. The thing, I won it. Has that ever worked where someone went up and said, yeah, I didn't win that one?
I know, lad. It's mad,
such a weird.
I've got loads of flack for that as well, lad.
Yeah. So it's like, what the else?
I'm saying, I won. What else just want me to say? Nah, I didn't win that.
what was the answer that they were looking for?
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it was great. I'm watching it, and then you're like, what were you supposed to say? It's like going, hey man, I brought this chick home. She thinks I'm hot. And then she goes to the bathroom and your friends go, you need to admit you're not hot. And you're like, no, but she's here with me. And you're like, yeah, but she doesn't want to fuck you. And you're like, but she's here. It bothered me so much because it happens in draws where you're like, or not draws, but in decisions. I'm like, then don't make decisions a thing.
No, nowadays, you know what it is? Nowadays, like close fights get called robberies. Like that the other day, Volk Islam, that was a very close fight. Yeah. And people are calling it a robbery. You know what I mean? It's not a robbery. It's just a close fight.
Well, they did that with the Super Bowl too, which I was at. It was bullshit. That it shouldn't.
That last call.
You can't do that. If you're a ref, you can't fucking give someone a Super Bowl that way.
That way he held him.
Yeah.
And he didn't hold him.
He didn't hold him. I mean,
lad, I'm an Eagles fan because of my mate Blaze. Yeah. So I was sitting there watching it like that. Like I've never really watched an NFL game and being proper into it. Like we went to a Raiders game. In fact, that was good because we were there live. That was brilliant.
Didn't we get
that stadiums.
Raiders games.
That stadiums.
Raiders games are next level.
Yeah, we got in. If we was in like the little posh bit, the win bit. You know what I mean?
Bless you.
Like it was great. But apart from there was prostitutes everywhere. Just everywhere. Yeah. It was like, whoa,
dude. Whoa. I remember the first prostitute I ever saw in like a legit prostitute. The most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I'm saying I would ghost my wife for the rest of her life. That's how hot this woman is. She was so gorgeous.
How do you say things like that? If I said that, like my beard had shot my off.
No. Look, hey, as long as you don't cheat on her, you can say whatever the fuck you want, right? That's the way I look at it.
No. That's definitely not the way she looks at it.
you what? All you got to do is show up every morning and kiss them and say I love them, and then don't put your dick in anyone, and you're good. That's how I live my life. I've talked so much about my wife on my next special. It is horrible. It is horrible. And then the stuff I'm doing about her now is even worse. But she knows I love her. I mean, I do it to my kids. You, dude.
I've seen some of the shit you say.
My
like,
God.
I haven't seen all this heavy shit about your wife.
Oh my God. This next special I said, I have a joke now on this new hour I'm doing that she bought me reading glasses, these. And I didn't realize
My dad needs them.
I didn't realize how I just couldn't see anything. Like it was insane. And then I put them on and she goes, oh, you look cute in them. And I was like, yeah. And she came in to give me a kiss. And then she gave me a kiss. I realized I haven't seen this in high def in 10 years. So I was like, what the f happened to your face? Holy shit, I'll step on these glasses, save my marriage. But as long as it gets a laugh, that's all you want. I mean, look, she gets it.
Everyone's like that with glasses though, aren't they? No one wants to accept defeat with glasses. My dad and everyone says that. Like one of my coaches, I was like, no, I don't want to get them.
How old's your dad?
My mum and dad are quite old, considering, know what I mean? My dad's 62, I think,
Oh, for real?
next week.
Are you an only child?
No, I'm the youngest. I'm the baby.
Of how many?
3.
Yeah.
I've got a sister that's 11 years older than me, and a brother that's 5.5 years older than me.
They really spread that out.
Yeah, I was a mistake.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I was
guessing.
Yeah. My mum was like 35 or something when she had me, something like
Really?
that. Because she's 62 now, or 63.
Yeah.
And then I'm 28.
Did they ever think this would happen to you?
No. When I started saying I'm doing MMA, they was just like, go on. And then when I was saying I'm not going to college and when I focus on MMA, we fell out. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah. Oh, it was heavy.
And look at you now.
I know.
That's crazy. I look at that like I when you look at my past. I
That's what I was going to ask you about, lad, your party pass, because I was years ago in Liverpool. It's the culture. You know what I mean? It's a normal thing to do. You go out, you do very stupid things in copious amounts.
Yeah.
And you go to work and crack on for a week. Then you just redo the cycle like I was doing that by going to the gym, then going out Saturday, Sunday, then going to the gym Monday, Friday, then going out Saturday, Sunday. You know what I mean? But you was just partying right through, weren't you?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
nothing in between.
No, still to this day, I still party hard. I partied yesterday all day. I was in the Super Bowl I was in Tempe for.
Who do you support in the NFL then?
So I'm a Bucks fan. Like I grew up in Tampa. I'm a Bucks fan. Like I'm a diehard Bucks fan. But I don't live there to go to the games. But my whole childhood was spent supporting the Bucks, and then I kind of fell out of sports when I went to college. I was a Florida State fan. Florida State was where I went to college, so I was a fan of the Seminoles, and that's kind of been my only team I've really cared about. And then we came out to LA, and I moved out to LA, and the girls were born, and the Rams came out here, so we got season tickets for the Rams. But we just did that because, we're like, hey, we'll be a Rams fan. And so it's fun watching the Rams. So I kind of have like the Rams, and my whole family grew up in Philly, so I rooted for the Eagles this week. Yeah. But I'm really a Rams or a Bucks fan. Yeah, my mate Blaze, who first come over and started doing me vlogs with me from Philadelphia, he's an Eagles fan. He's had a tough year this year, lad. The Eagles fans are a real interesting type of person. Because he supports Liverpool as well. Well, that would make sense. So, we got beat in the Champions League final. We lost the league on the last game of the season. Yeah. He's from Philly. The Phillies got beat in the World Series, didn't they? And they were winning. And then the Eagles were leading for 3 quarters and then lost in the 4th. It was a tough game to watch. That American football, though, the amount of stops and starts is just ridiculous. Yeah. It's crazy. I'm sitting there, me and the missus were sitting there, 4 quarters, 15 minutes each, but we were there for 3.5 hours. And you're like, what's going on here? Yeah. And then at the end, when the other manager with the coach with the mustache is just standing looking at the clock, waiting to go time out again. Yeah. I'm just sitting there biting me. I'm like, wow, is this? How are they letting them do this? Make them play? Yeah. It's crazy. I went to a rugby match in Australia. Rugby, I guess. Yeah. And then that was pretty fun. I can't get into soccer. I've tried so many times. Or football. The best sport, exactly. I was just about to say, it's football, not soccer. Yeah. The best sport. I know, I f***ed up. I just did a European tour. Just finished it at the end of January. And I was in Manchester. And I said, I wrote a joke for you guys. I wrote one joke for them, but I fucked up and I said, soccer is a lot like strip clubs. And they were like, boo, football. And I could not, the joke didn't make sense to me saying football because I know what, because football for me is one thing.
Yeah.
But I said it anyway. Football's a lot like strip clubs. You can't use your hands. No one scores. And it's better when they don't speak English. And so, but yeah, those European, I was supposed to go to Liverpool for a day. Yeah, there's a guy that has a podcast down there.
Adam Rowe.
Yeah, he has a Liverpool podcast in Liverpool.
It's going to do me head in. What's it called? The podcast. I've been on it.
No, I did Gordy. I know Geordie. I did Geordie.
The True Geordie. Yeah.
Great podcast.
If it's the one in Liverpool that I'm thinking of, it's Adam Rowe.
It's Adam Rowe.
Adam
Rowe, I was
Rowe,
supposed to do Adam Rowe's podcast.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, I was supposed to do his podcast, but we couldn't get. Everyone wanted to go to Liverpool.
Yeah.
One of the only one night stands I ever had was with a Liverpudlian. Yeah, she smoked Newport cigarettes and drank Cavassier.
Yeah.
The whole time we had sex, I thought this is what it would be like to have sex with Tupac. This is what it would smell like. So
with Tupac, yeah.
She was tongue tied. Do you know what that is?
No.
Tongue tied is when the bottom of your tongue is connected all the way to the tip. There's a little piece of skin. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, like that.
Yeah. So you can't put your tongue out of your mouth. And so you don't need to pull up a picture. My asshole will tingle. Fucking please don't pull up a picture. Please don't pull up a picture. And so she was tongue tied. And so I never kissed a tongue tied person. So her tongue couldn't come out of her mouth. So you had to go into her tongue for her tongue. So yeah.
That sounds funky as hell.
Yeah. And she called me one time. This might be not real.
You should have went for a night out in Liverpool, though, definitely.
What?
Should have went for a night out in Liverpool.
I would have loved to. Our schedule was so.
We was here last year in LA on a Tuesday. I don't know what night did we go. We went out anyway. We went to a place called Booty Bellows, but it was only open for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
It was crazy. We went in and like you were just in there and then it was shut. We're in the UK, in Liverpool, this place is open until 6 a.m.
Oh yeah, you got to do it right.
And then people end up in people's kitchens for 3 days. You would have been proud of my mates the day, lad. We went out for my mate's birthday on the day before I come here. We went out on the Saturday, and I got off and went home. I was home by like 4 a.m, 4:30.
Yeah.
So when my mates got off at 8 a.m, 11 a.m, and then the other lads who can go, one of them got off at 11 p.m. on Sunday night because he had work at 7 a.m. on Monday morning.
Oh wow.
And then the other lads ended up getting off at like midday on Monday.
For real?
Yeah.
Those are the guys I want to party with.
Dad, if you ever come to Liverpool, let me know.
Oh, I will.
I'll get the lads out with you. I'll slope off about 4 a.m. and go to sleep.
Yeah.
But they'll be up with you for like 3 days.
So wait, do you drink? Because in all your vlogs, it looks like you're not a big...
I drink like, yeah, but no, I'm not like... If I'm drinking to get drunk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not the biggest fan of the taste.
Oh, really?
Apart from like some certain drinks and cocktails, but you look like you with a cocktail, don't you?
Well, I mean, I just went back. In Europe, I went back to beer. I wasn't a beer guy for a long time. I actually didn't like the taste of it. It fell out for me bad. And then, and I was just Tito's and soda or tequila and soda. Tequila and soda for a long time, and then wine. But man, I got over there and it was just, there's something about having a beer at a pub that it makes you feel like there's a God.
See, I'm not, like Laura loves wine, my fiance. Yeah. She likes rosé wine.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Doesn't really like red. Well, she can't drink white because she goes bananas. She just loses her marbles.
Really?
So she doesn't like red. She has rosé. And I wish I could drink it with her.
Rosé is awesome.
I can't drink it.
Oh, dude.
Can't drink wine, even with lemonade. I had it once in Turkey with her. And
I love rosé.
We shared a bottle. And it was quite funny in the end because we shared a bottle and I was drinking it with her. But because I didn't like the taste of it, I was just going. And in the end, they ended up just down on me last glass. We got on a taxi back to the hotel. I'm sitting there like, whoa. Room was fitting. Got back to the hotel room. It was our last night as well, so I've lied on the bed, been lying there thinking, oh my God, the room's spinning. Laura's shouting at me, you're just pretending. You're not even thingy. Oh, you're what is it? What's she say? You're just pretending because you don't want to pack. I was like, Laura, I'm not. And then literally 2 seconds later, I ran the toilet and vomited everywhere.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And she went, yeah, they're like, you're not faking. I swear, lad. She was like, in the end, she was laughing at me with her face. She was fuming, thinking that I was just pretending, so I didn't have to pack.
Where were you guys at? Were you in LA?
No, that was when we was in Turkey. This was a couple of years ago. Yeah, Turkey.
Holy shit. How long you been with your chick?
11, 12 years.
Really?
Yeah, nearly 12 years.
Oh, wow. Wait, how old are you?
28.
28? Nice. 28. And 28.
Not a bad age.
It's got to be weird being famous at 28.
See, people say that to me like you're famous, but I just like, I don't really.
Yeah, but you feel it. I know that you feel the same thing. I feel there's certain places you can't go. Yeah. So you have to take pictures. And so you're kind of limited.
See, that's what I mean. Like, some places it does get annoying. Most of the time I can tolerate it, especially when people have manners. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's when people just put their arm around you and go, yeah, and like go, like, glad you could have pulled me neck there, get off. Like, ask me. Like, or when it's like so many where there's a queue. I've been out with the lads before on a night out, and this was a couple of months ago, and we've been in somewhere and there's basically been a queue. Mm-hmm. And in the end, one of my mates just went, oh no, what, lad, off. Like, but we're out, he's out with his mates, go away. You know what I mean? Where it was just people waiting. I know what you mean. Like, I want to go to Glastonbury this year, but if I go, I'm going to have to wear a mask.
We went at the Super Bowl. I was with two other comedians, and my buddy and his son, and 3 comedians, my buddy and his son, and we went to Guy Fieri's had a VIP like party, tailgate party, and one of my buddies was like, "This is fucking ridiculous! Like, we need to get the fuck out of here or go hide somewhere," because I was taking so many pictures, and I'm pretty cool about, like, I know what it's like to. So it's the side story. So, like, we went to the Black Forge Inn a few weeks ago, and Connor was there.
Yeah.
One of the coolest experiences. I'm a big fan of Connor's. And we went and we got a picture, and then at another point in the night, we were down where, like, by the bar, and he came down, and it's so funny the things I watch people do with me. Where they want like 2 pictures, like they get a picture and they see me again, they go, one more picture. And in my head, I go, you already got a picture. Like, let me go on my way. I did the same thing to Connor. I was like, one more picture. And my hand was fumbling and I was nervous and I didn't ask politely. I just got it. Like, it's so funny is that I connect with the people wanting pictures. I really understand them because I am them. Like,
I'll be honest, I notice it sometimes, especially when I see people shaking. That's when you notice it, you know what I mean? They put your arm around in the shaking. Or,
when you got your arm on you, it's trembling.
And you can feel like, oh God, it's all right.
It's a grown man, like, it's just shaking, and you watch your hands trembling.
Yeah, like I've took the camera off people sometimes where they're shaking to take a selfie. I've been, come here, give it that, you know what I mean? Took it myself. It's
for me, people do that to me where they put their arm around me like, hey, get a picture. Come on, get in here, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
I'm not a cage fighter, so I can't imagine how, if you're a cage fighter, you're like, there's a packing order here.
The one thing I think about, lad, say today is if someone just puts their arm on me and pulls me, lad, literally, I can just do that sometimes and go, know what I mean, and pull me neck.
Yeah.
Literally, if someone pulls me like that, I can just pull me neck and literally I can't turn for 3 days.
Yeah.
Like, I pulled the muscle in me neck and it's because someone wants to get a picture with me.
I had a guy one time go, I was at a bar in Atlantic City, Guido, guy from Jersey, and he was like, hey, get over here and take a picture. Take the shirt off too. And I'm like, huh? He goes, take the shirt off, do your thing. Hey, honey, he likes this shit. Okay, let's get a picture. And I'm not your clown. Like it, but I don't really have the ability to fist fight. So I just kind of go, okay, shirt's off. Here we go. I kind of acquiesce, but I understand, like, for me, I'm 50 years old, and I am very blessed to be where I am. I'm very lucky. I feel I got an opportunity to suck for a long time. Not suck, but like not be famous and not have people really care about seeing me do stand-up and not have the respect of my peers, and I had a long time to not have a lot of, and then to get it at like 42 or 43, to get it and have 7 years with it, I am hyper aware of how blessed I am. So I never let those moments go to waste, and I never let down anyone that wants to have a moment with me. But at 28, I think it would bother me. I think that I would go, I look at life going, I only got this for a couple more years. You're going to have this for the rest of your life. Like, this is This is just started and it's going to be there forever. I mean, you're interviewing Chuck Liddell today. It's happened. It's been his whole adult life. And so I wonder what it would be like. Like I was watching a vlog where you're like, I can't go up there. It'll be a nightmare. Like the second I go up there, you're trying to heat something up.
Yeah, that was on the vlog when I was trying to warm something up. That was at a fight show as well, so it's 10 times worse at a fight show.
Oh, yeah.
But like as you say there, like I'm used to it. You know what I mean? People getting pictures. It has been happening in Liverpool since I was like 20, 21. So it's normal. But like in Dublin, there was one in Dublin, lad, where I should have told this bird to f*** off. She just said to this woman, no, go away. Like, my bird is sitting on my knee. My fiance is sitting on my knee. And some woman just come over and went something like, get that young one off your knee. You can take her home. I want a picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I should have told her to f*** off. But where I'm too nice, I just like stood there. You know what I mean? And just got a picture with her. And then my bird said something and she said something back. So I ended up telling her to f*** off. You know what I mean? I wish I wouldn't have got a picture with her in the first place.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There was a woman at the bar in Tempe this week. I know you're not allowed to hit women, but man, there should be a couple exceptions. This woman deserved it. So I wish a woman had hit her. Like I was so angry at her. She was a bully. I walked past her in the hallway and someone took a picture with me. And for whatever reason, she got upset that the idea that she didn't understand why I got a picture with someone. And so that was already bothering her. And she was drunk. I think she was on drugs. She was older. And then she threatened me in the hallway. What the f*** are you looking at? And I was like, no one, nothing. So I go to the bathroom and I was like, that's not cool. And then she had her eye on me the whole night. She kept coming over and she was smoking in front of me. She goes, what are you, famous or something? And I was like, yeah, I'm trying to have a private moment with my friends. Can you leave me the f*** alone? And she goes, I own this bar. I go, if you own this bar, you're about to drive out the most famous person in here. So leave me the f*** alone. The security wouldn't kick him out, but it would cause a f*** nightmare. That energy I don't have. So I don't understand that person. I never get it. I do have you ever see someone take a picture with you and then they come up and they go, who are you?
Oh, yeah.
I do that. I do that to people. Like if I see someone get a picture, I definitely will go up and go, hey, who are you?
I've had it plenty of times.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
What's hilarious with me as well, I have like young kids and that coming over. I remember when we was in London, loads of kids coming over, can we get a picture? And then like they get a picture and then I was walking away, the mum goes like, who's that? And he goes, he's famous off TikTok.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what kids say, and he's famous off TikTok and YouTube and that. And like even grown men have said that to me. And like I remember we was outside somewhere and a woman come out. She was European. It was in London. She was about 25 or something. She just like looked at me and just went, I know your face, don't I? And she went, TikTok. You know what I mean? And just like, yeah, what's happening?
Sure thing.
Yeah.
I love when they do that. They go, how do I know you? Did I go to high school with you? And you're like, you didn't go to high school with me.
It's funny when people some people get a picture and then ask, who are you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When they see other people get a picture and then go, so who are you? And you're just like, why have you just got a picture with me? You know what I mean? You don't know who I am. Like, why would you get a picture with me?
How's your chick handle it?
She hates it.
Really?
Hates it.
How does was it, I can't imagine what it would be like to be with someone for 11 years and then all of a sudden watch them blow up. And then
she said for years, because I always said, even when I was younger, when I was a kid, I was like, I'm going to get in the UFC. I'm going to be a big global superstar. I'm going to be a world champion, this and that. I've said it since I started fighting. And obviously at first everyone's like, yeah, sad, bet you will.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everyone. But then as it gets further and further along, I had a lot of setbacks as well with injuries and stuff. So I'm like losing pivotal fights where I was injured. So because of that, I think we ended up getting a house. So it was funny, we got a house together in December 2020. And then I fought in March 21. One got signed immediately. You know what I mean? And she always said, when you get in the UFC, I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna finish with you. You know what I mean? And then we got a joint mortgage on a house. And I got signed 4 months later. So yeah, but as I say, it's more mad for her because obviously people believed in me, but no one ever actually thought that I was gonna do what I've said I was gonna do. So it's a bit of shock to the system for everyone. I've said the story before. My dad's come out of his flat before, and the kids have said to him, "You Paddy the Baddy's dad?" And he's went, "Yeah, why?" And he's went, "Well, now what are you living in that shit all for then?" So many kids have said that to me dad.
Well, it's better than your dad living in a mansion and everyone think you didn't earn it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the beauty is, I know people that who come from wealth and then they get success and everyone just wants to, and everyone just wants to tear them apart. What's life like in Liverpool? Is everyone living like I can never understand what are there houses like this?
In certain parts, there's houses like this, like Formby and places like that. Like it's where like the Liverpool players live and the manager and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's some like big crazy Kens them ways, like. But we just live in a normal house,
like an apartment.
No, we live in a house, like 3-bedroom house, semi-detached. You know what I mean? We're half connected to another house.
Yeah,
but it's sad. Need to move now though, because there's just people knocking at the door and that.
That's crazy.
It's mad, innit? It's your own privacy in your own home, and people are knocking at your front door asking for pictures.
That's crazy. I would love to. I wish I had an opportunity to take a sabbatical and like live in London or live in France.
I wouldn't want to live in London.
Really?
Yeah.
They said there's no London. The one guy said to me, I love like subtle racism where people go, the guy goes, he goes, I said it would be cool to live here. And the guy said the same thing. No one wants to live in London. He goes, there's no true Londoners here. They've pushed us all out. And I was like, really?
I've got a Cockney with me here, Tommy. You have to get him to come up and say hello so you can hear his voice.
Yeah.
Because that's a Cockney. You know what I mean?
Oh,
he's from London.
I love accents. By the way, the Liverpudlian accent with peanut butter in his mouth is really hard to understand.
Yeah.
It's extremely hard to. I love that you say like instead of pack, you go pack.
Like the one more everyone always gets us to say is when you have some chicken and a can of Coke. Chicken, can of Coke. You know what I mean? People like it the way we do that. It's just, don't know why we do it. It's just in our vocabulary. We can't help it.
I wish you could meet my wife. My wife has a redneck accent, like a strong, like, yeah,
like,
boy.
Hey, y'all.
Hi.
How's it hanging?
You? Oh, you got a funny accent. Where are you from? Do you know the Queen?
That'd be my fiance's brother is great at accents.
Is your fiance Liverpudlian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. I've known my fiance since I was about 5.
What?
So we like, I could see out of my bedroom window, I could see her front door. You know what I mean? She lived like I live on the corner of a main road, and then she lives in this road here, and she lives about 6 doors down and 1 across.
Shut up.
I used to play out with her brother and that.
Yo, her brother is your age?
No, he's like 3 years older than me, 4 years older than me, and she's a year younger than me.
Really? So what was your first fist fight?
So I used to fight with my brother all the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In ours. But that was probably in like first year seniors in school, so when I was about 11. Like a proper fight.
Yeah. Did you know you were good right away?
No. Not at all. I was only little, you know what I mean? But it's funny because even then, I'd never done any training or anything like that. And every fight I had, I got people in headlocks.
Really?
Yeah. Every fight I'd end up like that in a headlock, punching people. You know what I mean? But now it's mad because I know for a fact I'd just get me back tuck and choke dead quick.
Yeah.
If I done that because I never had an underhook.
My daughter's taking Jiu Jitsu.
Yeah. I always say, especially for girls, best form of self-defense you can get.
Yeah.
Anyone tries to grab hold of you, they're just getting launched and choked dead fast.
She was with, I was doing a podcast with Eddie Bravo. You know Eddie Bravo?
Yeah.
And
10th Planet.
Yeah. And he was, and
I've never actually met Eddie Bravo. I mean, that'd be a nice one.
Awesome.
Yeah. He's insane, isn't he?
He is.
Some of his theories and that, I sit there and I was like, yeah, he's round up bend.
Dude, you should fucking hook up with him while he's here. He's fun as shit. I had a really cool moment one time. Okay, not Horian, Henner. Henzo. Which is the brother they did the documentary Choke on?
Is it going to be Hoyce or Henner or
I think it's
Hickson?
It's Hickson.
Hickson.
So Hickson and Eddie fought, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Hickson.
Yeah, it's Hickson.
So one day I walk into Joe's studio, Hickson and Eddie are fighting on the ground. They're rolling, and I walk in and Joe just looks at me and goes, "Shut
Yeah, that would have been an insane role to watch that.
And they're rolling, and they're talking about moves that Hickson's son could use in his fights. And they're explaining, because they're very different.
Son Hodja,
I think so.
Because he was very good in the MMA world. At one point, he come through and was like 12-0 or something like that, beating everyone.
And so it was fascinating because they're talking in jiu-jitsu to each other while rolling, full rolling on the floor. And he's like, what if I did this? And well, you could do this.
Kron was in the UFC. Yeah, Kron was in the UFC.
And it was fascinating. And I sat there. There's footage. You can find the footage of them doing it. I think someone filmed it. But you can just see me in the background like this. And they're just like going at it, not full speed, but like enough where I was like, I would be hurt really bad. But they're talking with like their bodies. It's fascinating. So Eddie's a friend of mine. Eddie comes over. We do a podcast. I have a cooking show. I have to get you on my cooking show. Knowing how you like to eat, I have to get you on my cooking show. So I do a cooking show, and I had Eddie on my cooking show, and then we get hammered, right? Eddie loves to get hammered. Me and him get hammered. Come in the house, and Isla says, my youngest says, Teddy, what do you do? He goes, I teach jiu-jitsu. And she goes, I've always wanted to learn jiu-jitsu. And he's like, why don't we get you started? And she was like, well, I don't know what to do. And he was like, you got space in your back house. We have another house down the street. And so he goes, you got space in your back house. Get some mats. I'll get you a teacher, and you can do private lessons until you get up to speed, and then you can start coming to classes. So I was like, great. So the next day she comes down. We got the teacher. Jen is her teacher. I think she's a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
She's coming in the back. Isla's in no-gi. It's no-gi jiu-jitsu or whatever. So
that's, I don't do gi. Yeah. I'm just strictly no-gi.
And so Isla comes down.
For kids like gi, so the kids are bossing the gi.
And so she comes down, and I go, are you excited? She goes, Dad, I can't wait to learn a little hi-ya. I go, that's not jiu-jitsu. She goes, it's not. I said, no. She goes, what am I about to learn? I go, it's jiu-jitsu. Don't worry, you'll have fun. And now she loves it.
Yeah.
She does it like 3 times a week.
That's the thing. Once you start doing jiu-jitsu, you probably fall in love with it. I did when I was a kid, because I started when I was 15.
Yeah.
And I just fell in love with it straight away.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I proper fell in love with. I wanted to do MMA, but I didn't really fall in love with the cycling at first. The jiu-jitsu was what got me into it.
I wish I had started it a few years back. Me and this guy, Joey Diaz, Joey Diaz? Yeah. Me and Joey Diaz were going to take private lessons with Eddie. And I didn't, because I showed up to talk to Eddie for the first time about it, and Eddie had a black eye. And I said, well, you have a black eye? And he goes, I do. And I said, you didn't know you did? And he goes, I don't know. And he goes, yeah, I guess I do. I said, how did you get that? And he goes, I guess rolling. And I go, you get black eyes often? And he goes, well, I mean, it happens. It's not
that often.
He goes, not that often, but yeah, I mean, it happens. And I went, I'm on television. Like, I can't just show up on television with a black eye and everyone be like, oh, so there's going to be a story behind it. And so I ended up not taking it. Joey took it. And now Joey's like, he's gone out. He's been doing jiu-jitsu this whole time. I really wish I'd done it.
Yeah, you should have. That's a very few and far between. The last time I had the black eye was wrestling. I kneed myself in the eye.
Really?
Yeah. I went to do like this cartwheel escape. There's like footage of it. Like I was getting videoed as I've done it. Yeah. Let's do this cartwheel escape, and as I've done it, I've landed, boom, straight onto my own knee. Give myself a black eye.
Oh, you know what I saw the other day? I was at the same bar. There was a guy who was talking. He was being brave. He was a fat guy, big guy, but he was overweight. But he was a bigger guy, but he was overweight. And he was talking shit to the guy in front of him. What the f*** you taking so long for? And the guy turned like this, and he had a complete cauliflower ear. And I went, you're talking to the wrong guy. You're talking to the wrong guy. And the guy's like, I'm hurrying up, buddy. And he was like, well, speed it up. I need to piss. And the guy goes, I'm doing the best I can. He was being really polite.
Yeah, really.
Dudes who can kick your ass always are nice.
Yeah.
Like if they know they can beat you up, they're always very nice, kind. Yeah. It's idiots like me who talk to a stranger going, I'll roll the dice. I'm probably more athletic than him.
That's what I always say to my mates, lad. If you're going to have a fight with someone and they immediately, as soon as you go on, then they get in a stance or they leg kick you, just leave it there, bro. Have a nice day.
Oh, yeah.
Someone leg kicks you, you know that they've done a bit of MMA or Thai or something, and you're about to get your head punched in.
The only thing I knew about fighting, I've been in a couple fights in my life. The one thing I learned at a young age, and it wasn't taught by my dad, it was just taught to me by either an uncle or someone else, was Never wait for them to throw the first punch.
My boxing coach says that. Yeah. Never like punch first, punch last. That's one of his things.
Punch first, punch last. And I was like, and they were like, trust me, if you let them throw the first punch, then that's the majority of fights end
with the first punch. Yeah,
because then people break you up.
I always say though, like I'd never hit someone first. I'd have to wait for someone to try and hit me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I've probably got more chance of seeing it coming to slipping.
You guys are on such a different level. I don't think the average human being realizes it.
Yeah.
Like I don't think the average human being realizes how quick you are to de-escalate a situation and put yourself into a position to absolutely hurt someone.
Yeah.
And and there's things I just don't know that you do that you don't even think of as like a maneuver. But I got into a fight in like 9th grade and I punched the dude first, and it was the worst scenario of this you could have ever seen. I punched him, no one split us up. He started crying and he was like, "Why did you do that?" And I was like, "I thought we were fighting." And he was like, "I was just telling you my opinion." And then I looked like a monster, and I was like, "I am never punching another human being again in my life." And then I just proceeded to get punched a bunch in my life. I never threw another first punch, and I got punched. I've been punched so many times. I've been sent to the hospital. Because of my mouth. It's like I run my mouth.
My mate Jack, one of my best mates, Jack, lad, we had a little running joke with him one year, because he threw about 5 punches this year and missed every one of them. I think he landed one, didn't really land it. And we had a little joke with him one year that he just like kept swinging and missing. You know what I mean?
Dude, there's nothing worse than hitting somebody and them not knowing. I watched my buddy do that at a bar. He went to sucker punch a guy and missed him. And all the people saw him, and the other guy was like, "What happened?" Dude, I've been in so many stupid fights in college. And because I got in fights back when you didn't sue people. Like, like now people sue people. Back then you're like, "No, you just got your ass kicked, man."
Yeah.
The only thing I was better at, my talent was describing a fight. Like I could tell you about the fight. Like that was when we go back to our fraternity house, I'd be like, "You should have been there." And they're like, "No way." I go, "Dude." And I would punch that fight up to make it into the most epic fight. And people were like, "Shut up." God, I wish I had been there.
It just made me think, lad. Just years ago, again, when I was used to party a lot, we went to a party in Amsterdam, and then it was in the Ziggo Dome. And lad, you've never, ever seen a brawl like it.
Really?
Like, it started over something stupid, but then it all got split up. A few people were on the floor, got carried out. I can remember the scouser, a lad he got hit with a belt on the temple. They were taking the belts off, the Europeans, and hitting people. I'll never forget it, lad. It got separated. And then 10 minutes later, it just went off again. And lad, you've never seen nothing like it. The Ziggo Dome got shut because everyone ended up fighting.
Holy Did you hit anyone?
Yeah, several people. That's what I mean. Like, I couldn't even remember most of it the next day, to be honest, because we was all partying, we was on one. I could remember it, and about 2 people on the next day walked into like the next party that we were going to, and like all people grabbed me, lad, lad, how many people did you drop last night? 7 people. And I was piecing it all together, and like, it was the maddest fight ever. I don't understand, because video phones were out then. People, scousers, and anyone that was in Don't Let Daddy Know in the Ziggo Dome in like 2013, 14, whenever it was, will know what I'm on about. You know what I mean? Or 2015. They'll know what I'm on about, know what I mean? I'm surprised there's been no video footage of that. Yeah. Because I've never, ever been involved in a brawl like it, and I've never heard of a brawl like it.
Really?
It was the craziest you have ever seen. As I say, the party the next day was like for scousers, and everyone just had black eyes and cuts. And
really,
I just stood there like that, fresh. One of my mates, Wade, one of my best mates, had a big fat lift like that where he'd been hit with a straight rod down the pipe.
Are you serious?
Yeah, lad. It was the maddest fight ever. There was multiple people unconscious, multiple people all in. Someone threw something, and they tried to hit someone, and the person ducked. And it hit a girl, and like it broke a girl's nose and everything. You know what I mean? Like, It was the maddest fight you've ever seen. You've never seen nothing like it.
Oh, I love when you get on YouTube and you see fights, and you're like, and then you watch it the first time, and they'll circle someone. You're like, oh, watch that. I had to stop watching fight videos.
It was the famous one that I think of, that is the seen the one where like he absolutely flatlines him, and then another kid runs at him, and he flatlines him, and it's on like a bit of a grass verge, and there's a bird screaming at the end of it, you know what I mean? People are going over, obviously there's a fella standing over him, you just got knocked the out. Lad, I have this little section where I let people know you're coming on, and I'll do an Ask Paddy segment. So we'll see.
Going to see what this is. Nice show, man. Where's Hitler's teacup?
Oh yeah, there's a belter question from Adara Campbell. Ask Bert what non-combat sport he thinks he'd beat you in.
Well, I'm guessing golf.
Oh yeah.
I'm guessing.
I hate golf.
How about paddleball? Do you play pickleball?
That's pickleball? No.
You don't play pickleball?
Nah.
How about frisbee golf?
Someone told me about pickleball. What the fuck is this pickleball? People keep mentioning it in America.
What about
tennis or ping pong?
No. It's pickleball is actually pretty fun.
I'm not having it. It's new millennial.
No, it's not even new millennial. It's old boomers trying to be athletic.
Like they guess, look, is pickleball like what they used to do on that? Oh my God, we used to have this in our school.
Yeah.
In design technology, you'd be able to make your own wooden bat. And then you'd have saying that the courts are about that size.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just basically what they used to have in our school.
It's
and
funny.
That's got now.
Oh, it's really
saying
big.
that the balls weren't like that though.
Yeah, they used to do. We did them with tennis balls.
Yeah. You're probably saying that. I've never played pickleball, so
what about disc golf? You ever played frisbee golf?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh, bro. I got your sport. Disc golf is the funnest game. It's played like golf, but you have these pins like this at the end, and you try to throw a disc into it, and it is fun as.
I'd probably be at that.
No, you'd be shocked how good you are, and the second you tried it, you'd watch we started playing. I played a lot in college, but then we started playing again during the pandemic. So I was on tour during the pandemic, and we started playing again during the pandemic, and it is fun. Type in Bert. Type in one of my videos of me throwing disc golf.
The sports I thought of straight away were like basketball. You'd definitely beat me in a one-on-one in basketball because
I'm bad at basketball.
I've never played basketball. On the
I would like to fight you drunk. We both have to drink the same. I said this to Stylebender. Like I would like to do that. I would like to see how I'd fare against it. Like once you got to the part where you can barely stand, but we drink the same amount of beers, right? Theoretically,
I'd be well more than you. If we drank the same amount of beers,
Like so we to drink like a 12-pack of beers, and then
that'd be lad. I'd be being sick.
Yeah. But I think that's so like I was with these NFL
that's like
players.
when you would end up fighting though, so that's the
only time I'd fight. I'm not gonna fight sober. I was with Christian McCaffrey. He's probably one of the best running backs. Possibly he's just a beast. And I said we were in a room like about this big. I said, "Do you think I could catch you?" He was like, "What?" I said, "Do you think if you give me 10 minutes to try to catch you?" Like I was like, "Everyone go!" And then I tried to get my arms around you and take you to the ground. Do you think I could? And he goes, "No." He goes, "There's men that someone else said. Another professional football player said, we train our entire lives to catch him, and we have a hard time. We train all year to catch this guy, and we can't catch him. What makes you think you can catch him?" But there is the funness of like a regular person challenging a professional elite athlete to find the way we could get there. That's why I'm always fascinated by that.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Next question.
Next question. Yeah, from local Chaba. Ask Bert if he sees any difference in UK and USA crowds, how they react to jokes.
Identical.
I thought you definitely would have noticed the difference.
No, UK and the United States, identical. The exact same looking person. They look identical. Their chicks look identical. It's all. I mean, there's dudes. They're big. They have beards. Their chicks are a little hotter than they deserve, and they're identical. They love drinking beer. They love smoking weed. They like MMA. They like sports, and they like identical.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
That's crazy, to be honest. I was going to ask you this one, but to be honest, you answered that before. Asked Bert what his first stand-up set was like. You mentioned that before. Yeah, there is one. Jacob Cubby. Hi, Paddy and Bert. Love everything you do. Question for Bert. Is there going to be a UK release of The Machine? If not, when and where can it be found after full release?
Yeah, I think so. We're doing a wide release in the United States Memorial Day weekend. It'll be only in theaters, 1,000 theaters, Memorial Day weekend. I'll let everyone know where those theaters will be. And then I'm assuming based on that release, we will be releasing it in the UK and in Europe and probably in China, I'm guessing. Yeah. I mean, we made sure to not put black people in it so that we could release it in China. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. There's black people in it.
Here's a question for me. How do you not get cancelled? I know it's easier as a comedian, but how do you not get cancelled?
It's coming.
It's mad. I'm going to ask you this because you mentioned Tom before.
Yeah.
From Jordan 6092, asking me if he thinks we'll win a boxing match between him and Tom if they both had a year to train.
I would say me. I think I'm a natural boxer. I think I remember taking boxing classes and being like, wow, that was when I was younger. I had to do fight scenes in my movie, The Machine, and I was amazed at just how comfortable people who throw punches are with throwing punches and with their body, and like how when you don't throw punches for a living, how foreign that movement
and awkward it looks.
It's so awkward when you don't throw punches.
Yeah, when you like some people, I'll be honest, as you say, some people come in the gym and you can tell straight away they're half a natural, you can throw it. And some people are like,
yeah,
know what I mean? Like some people are just different.
I have a good is an uppercut. I have a better uppercut than I do jab.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my hook is not that great. My uppercut is my only thing I'm good at.
Nice.
Yeah. And we did a scene, I blew out my tendons in my elbows. I tried to tackle a guy down a flight of stairs and I blew out my tendons, and we still had fight scenes to shoot. I go, just fight him. And the guy was a MMA fighter.
Yeah.
This guy was a Muay Thai MMA fighter. And he was like, listen, I know your arm's up, so just hit me. And I was like, really? And he goes, you're not going to hurt me. Like, if I get hurt, I'll be fine, but just hit me because I know you can't stop. And so I just punched the out of this guy. And it was all left uppercuts because that's the only thing I could do with my left. And so I was just doing left uppercuts to his body, hitting him as hard as I could. And the next day, his whole side was up from my ring, and he had bruises. And he was like, "Dude, look what you did." And I was
just laughing about it.
But it looks very real because I beat the guy.
Yeah, that's what you've got to do.
Yeah,
like there's a scene in Inglourious Bastards. Yeah. Tarantino choked her, didn't he? That's not Christopher Waltz who choked her in the scene, in it.
Yeah, because
he wanted it to be real, and he said, "You won't do it hard enough. I'm the director. I can do it."
I watched Inglourious Bastards with 2 Germans. That was uncomfortable.
Bet you it was.
I was like, wow, these guys really deserve this, huh? And they're like, yes, they did some bad things.
Yeah, last question anyway from Nick Murray. It's a good one to end on. What's your take on British drink/party culture?
I love it. It's sexy. It's got a vibe that we don't have in America. We can't access it. Same way you guys can get dressed up and go out with and have like tea and do cool stuff like that, or when you guys put on cool clothes, you can do skinny pants. We can't do that. It doesn't look right when we do it. When you guys put on like handcrafted shoes, we can't do that. It just doesn't look right. It looks like you're trying over here. Or like the way you guys will have like just a little tea. If you have a tea in America, you go, what are you trying to do? Right? The way you guys drink is so sexy, especially outside of London, like the Manchester vibe and like Liverpool and like the Glasgow, like to watch a couple go out and go to a pub and sit down with a group of friends. You don't do that in the States. We just don't do that. You go to a club with your friends at night, but it's mostly like, but the idea that you'd come in, and I watched this family come in and they had their kids with them, and they were like, can we get a couple pints before 5? And the guy goes, yeah. And I go, what's before 5? He goes, that's when we don't allow kids in. And I went, oh my God, how cool that you know when kids need to leave. Like, I would
just not happen in the US.
Yeah, no, you'd never bring your kids to a bar. You'd never bring if you bring your kids to a bar, you're an alcoholic. In the UK, you're just a responsible parent to do it before 5. So sexy. It's the coolest thing you guys have. It's so sexy.
As I say, the culture by ours, like I said the other day, I've got friends who just end up out for 3 days.
Yeah.
In people's kitchens.
Yeah. Oh, you guys make cocaine sexy again too.
Yeah.
Like the way you guys do cocaine is so cool. It's like you guys don't smoke weed enough because you guys were like, we did that in high school. We're grown-ups. We do cocaine now. But like I did cocaine with these guys one time simply because of their accents. I was like, well, I'm not going to say no to you guys. And you're like, would you like a little tit? A little, what would they say? A little bump.
Little bump, yeah. That'll be a little bump.
And I was like, I'll take a bump.
That's a Cockney one, yeah.
Yeah. We were in South
full
Africa.
of, like, that's either like a stripe or something with the lads will call it. You know what I mean? Or a
I know,
patsy.
you know what he said? Would you like to get sorted?
Yeah.
And I went, I want to get sorted.
Just let me know when you come into Liverpool, lads, because we'll have a great party for you. The lads will box you.
I will be shocked if I leave Liverpool without an IV in my arm.
Yeah, no, you definitely will.
I'm ready to party.
The kitchen for 4 days with the lads. I'll just keep popping in every day to see you.
And then we'll train in the mornings.
Yeah.
We'll train in the mornings. I love it. Train in the mornings, party at night.
That's what I mean. They don't go home, though.
Really?
They just stay. They don't go home and go back out and party. They stay out continuously. Like, they don't go home.
Those are the real.
And they have the missus is like ringing round saying, have you seen him? Have you seen him?
Oh, I like those guys.
They just ghost, turn the phone off.
I love it. I want to party with these guys.
Boys, Bert's coming to the party with you anyway. But before we finish, tell everyone where to find you, lad.
Go to bertbertbert.com for tour dates. You can find my Instagram there, Bert Kreischer, Twitter, TikTok. Tops Off World Tour. And then Fully Loaded Europe will be coming soon. Fully Loaded this fall, this summer is my comedy festival that I put together. We've got a bunch of amazing acts already signed. The cruise is sold out, Fully Loaded cruise. If Paddy, if you want to come on the cruise with the missus, we got a room for you.
Yeah, when's that?
October. It's awesome. It's all comics.
Yeah, I'm not in a fight camp by then yet.
Well,
I'm getting surgery trying to get home.
I can't wait to talk about that on my podcast. Check out my podcast, Bertcast. Paddy's going to be on it, and we are going to talk all about Errol Hawani.
Like, comment, subscribe, people. See you next week.